Okay, I think we're live. How's it going, guys? Hopefully, everybody out there is having a wonderful night. It is pretty late, but I'm still kind of awake, and I was gonna watch a movie and kind of keep it very basic and simple. I mean, I was just getting ready to sit down. I don't know why I chose this movie, but I hadn't watched an Amityville movie in so long. I was kind of like, well, I've never seen this movie, so I was like, why not just sit down and watch it? And the last movie I did that with was Halloween Resurrection, and that ended up being a really fun watch, even though the movie is terrible. So I figured, I was like, I feel like streaming. I feel like talking about this movie. So why not get on here and have a fun time and talk about Amityville 3D? Now, this movie, I actually haven't heard too much about. I haven't heard much about any of the Amityville films besides Amityville to the Possession. Of course, the original and the remake get a lot of stuff said about them, but the 3D one, I haven't really heard too much about. I haven't even seen the trailer for it, and I've seen it in very few documentaries, and they kind of skim past it. So yeah, this isn't the only one that I own, though. I own actually a decent amount. I have a 2-pack, which I've had forever, man. I've had this since I was a little kid. The original and the remake. I actually love both movies. I think both movies are pretty underrated. I mean, the original was kind of said to be a very good horror film, but I think it's underrated. I think it's actually a blast to watch. I'm actually a really big fan of the original Amityville Horror. And the remake I actually thought was pretty good compared to a lot of other remakes I've seen over the years. I mean, people make fun of Ryan Reynolds, and I'm just like, I don't understand why. I mean, I didn't see what was wrong with it. I really didn't. Besides some like they have some generic stuff in there and some bad looking CGI, but to be honest, besides that, I don't really know what else there is to say about it. But yeah, I own these two, which pretty good additions of both DVDs, honestly. They both have features. So there's the original movie and the remake. I own them. I actually enjoy those movies. Of course, like I said, I own this movie on DVD. I'm pretty sure this movie is on YouTube or something. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it is on YouTube or not, but I think it is. I don't know. But I'm watching the DVD, the MGM release, which, why did MGM take time to release this on DVD? It's like, from what I've heard, one of the worst 3D movies of all time. But yeah, that's tonight's feature, guys. If you want to pop it in, I'll give you guys a little bit to do that while I'm talking. And the live chat is up, so if you guys have anything you want to comment along with me, you guys can totally do that. But yeah, this is tonight's feature. I have never seen this movie ever in my life. This is the first time I've ever watched it, and you're going to be getting my very first reaction here live on YouTube. At least I hope it is, because now it's okay. Am I back? All right, I hope I am. But yeah, I'm back finally and live again, doing this. Now, I also own this movie, which is a pretty hard film to find, Amityville 4: The Evil Escapes. Now, I know it's about a haunted lamp. That's all I know it's about. And it's pretty rare to find this movie anymore, so I'm pretty glad to pick this up. But yeah, Amityville 4, again, if I find these movies for really cheap, I'll pick them up. Usually I do. Like, all of these movies were under $3, honestly. So Amityville 3D, this, $3. This was $1 actually right here. I think 3D was like $3, so it's really not that much of a difference. But yeah, I do have those. So if this stream does get a good positive feedback, let me know. Leave your guys' comments and let me know if you guys want to see some more Amityville commentaries. We're going to suffer through this together. You guys will see me go through hell and back just to watch these movies, and we'll see how it goes, guys. So yeah, hopefully you guys got it pulled up here. I'm going to get my headphones on. I'm probably going to have to adjust the audio because these headphones have the audio that comes out, and I don't want to get copyrighted, so I have to watch that. But yeah, Amityville 3D, like I said, I think it's on YouTube for free if you don't have the DVD, but I'm going to be starting it here soon. Just want to say thank you guys for joining, and I hope you guys have a fun time. Hopefully I can have some fun. I'm going to try really, really hard to. So let's all cross our fingers and have a fun time. Get some popcorn, get some chips, I got some sweet tea right here to keep myself awake, keep myself energized for this video, because this fucking movie is probably going to suck ass, but we're going to see how it is. Amityville 3D, inside these walls, nothing is impossible except survival. Let's get into it, you guys. So I'm at the MGM logo at the very beginning. So if that's where you guys are wondering where I'm at, or if your version doesn't have that, I'm just a little bit behind on that. But yeah, I'm going to start it from the MGM logo, and we'll see where it goes from there. So I'm probably just going to... All right, there we go. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Got the classic MGM logo. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be the only good thing about this movie. We'll see. What do you got here? An old school? Is that Orion? How long has it been since you guys seen an Orion logo? Huh? I think the last Orion movie I watched was Bill and Ted. Got the opening credits here. Oops. God damn. Alright. I moved the controller by accident. Sorry, I'm fast forwarding it. Alright. Back to where we were. Amityville 3D. Some really cheesy looking titles. Alright, so we got an Amityville house. Looks pretty good. It honestly does. It looks like a pretty good Amityville house. I'm not even lying about that. So I don't know much about this movie. I really don't. Like I said, I've only seen very few and in-between reviews, and most of them kept a lot of the stuff very minor. I mean, really nothing really big spoilers. All I've heard about, like, fireballs and stuff like that, and some creatures in this movie, so that sounds pretty fun. Yeah. The microphone. Amityville Realty. I won't even lie though. Honestly, this house doesn't look that bad. I'm a little bit off camera. There we go. I won't lie though. This house in this movie doesn't really look that bad. It looks kind of spot on for an Amityville house, unless it's just stock footage, which I wouldn't be surprised with the Amityville series if it's stock footage of another house. What is this, from Amityville 2, The Possession? Bless me. Bless me for burping. This movie made me burp. So yeah, if you guys are wondering where I'm at, I know I kind of fucked up in the beginning. I'm at the opening titles right now. I'm at the part where it says produced by Stephen K. Keston. So that's where I'm at right now. Sorry I fucked that up. Apologies. I'll probably put something in the description or in the comments when I upload this, when this video gets like actually put up. I'll say, like, you know, skipped, or make sure that you follow along. I don't know. I'll put something up. This fucking movie's got my fucking brain. My fucking brain. Okay, we got some cars driving up here. Okay, what's going on here? I'm going to try and listen for some dialogue, and I'll give you guys a little bit of what's going on. So a car just pulled up. Like I said, man, this series has way too many sequels. I mean, what, 15 movies, 16 movies now? That's a lot of fucking movies. That's a ridiculous amount of movies. We got some people going into the house. The Amityville house. I mean, at least it's practical. I'll give it that. It's practical. It's not CGI. I mean, I'm pretty sure nowadays it'd be CGI. You never know. If you're just joining, guys, this is Amityville 3D. I am at the very beginning of the movie where they are in the house. Um, sorry, something just happened. I'm at the beginning, so if you want to join along, I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube for free. I have the DVD. I'm watching on DVD, so you guys can join along. I'm pretty sure it's free, among with like the rest of the Amityville series is on YouTube. Got some dialogue here. If you guys leave any comments, just you guys can write them in there, and I'll answer them live for you guys. So far, it looks pretty well filmed. Not as bad as I was expecting it to be. They're doing some kind of a seance now. Oh, great. We got seances involved. Here we go. Okay, they're calling for somebody named Ricky. Who's Ricky? Am I missing something? This fucking lady's being possessed or some shit. This acting, man. Okay, this chick is. They were doing a seance or whatever, and now she can't breathe. What a way to open up a movie. Sorry, I'm not saying much. There's dialogue right now. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. So far, honestly, the atmosphere and filming of it isn't that bad. Like, it looks decent. It don't look bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. She's hearing like voices of her. I'm assuming it's her son. But who the fuck? Who's Ricky though? I don't remember who Ricky is. Now we're seeing a ghost. I don't know, man. I don't know. We just seen a ghost orb thing. Looks like kryptonite. Like, you know how they do the Superman moves, the kryptonite? That's what it looks like. Floating kryptonite orb. They're taking pictures of it. Oh, well, it's a fraud. Because there's somebody in a dang suit. Oh, it was a setup. Okay, so that whole seance thing wasn't real. Honestly, the acting ain't too bad so far. Could this be a good movie in disguise? I don't know. I don't want to jump to conclusions yet. We're only, what, 5 minutes in? Oh, shit. She just got spit in the face. That fucking seance lady just hucked a lug in this chick's face. Damn. Why'd she fucking do that? I thought she was part of the. Okay, I guess she's not. So these people are investigating the house. I wonder if the whole movie takes place in like around these people in this house. It's definitely a different idea. It's not another family living in the house. Luckily, I fucking that's always been a pet peeve of mine. Have you ever noticed how if somebody lights a lighter in a horror film, it illuminates the whole room, but the flame is only like that big? It's like it always bugs me. Typical horror trope. It honestly don't look too bad. Like it looks better than Amityville 2 because I didn't like Amityville 2: The Possession. I'll be honest. I loved the first movie. I even loved the remake. But Amityville 2 to me wasn't anything special. It was trying to be this whole Exorcist and fucking Poltergeist type rip-off movie. But I wasn't really a big fan of Amityville: The Possession. I'll be honest with you guys. It's a little overrated. It's said to be the best sequel in the series, but um, I didn't really like it too much. I'm just gonna type in something in the chat real quick, let everybody know we're watching tonight. All right, there we go. So everybody knows when they're joining. We're watching Amityville 3D. So far, nothing's been in 3D except for the opening credits. Oh shit! This man almost fell into a well. What are they in the basement of the house? I will say it looks better than Amityville 2, though. I wasn't a big fan of Amityville 2 because it just felt like it was a ripoff of The Exorcist and Poltergeist. I mean, Poltergeist may have came out afterwards, but I don't know. Did Poltergeist come out afterwards? It felt like Poltergeist to me and Exorcist. and it didn't really feel like an Amityville movie to me. It was just really weird movie. I thought the acting was pretty bad. The direction didn't really look very good. It looked cheaper than this movie does, shockingly. So far, these people are taking pictures and walking around the house. I wonder what they're doing. They got a pretty good looking house in this movie. I'm surprised. Looks a little small. Like, it looks a little like a set, but honestly, it's practical, man. As long as it's practical, it looks like the house from the original movie. It really does. And the second movie, really, I thought the house didn't look like the original movie's house. Shockingly enough, so far this is looking better than Amityville 2. But we're only like 5, 6, 7, 8, like 10 minutes in, I think. So I'm not gonna sit here and say all that. I always thought the Amityville house looked creepy. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I have to ask you guys a question, anybody that's watching right now. Do you believe that spirits caused that accident or those murders to happen? Do you believe that spirits were involved and the guy was possessed, or do you think he was crazy? Do you think he was, you know, I don't know. I don't know, honestly. I'm very curious to what you guys think. I don't know. Some people say it wasn't ghost. Some people say he was just crazy. But it's very curious to think about. And there's something about looking at that house that makes you get the chills. At least to me, the first movie really made it suspenseful with that house. But let me know. Type in the comments if you guys think it was uh, that guy who went crazy, if it was the ghost or not that made him go crazy. I don't know if it was the ghost or not, but that house does feel like it's something evil there. So what? Did these people move into the house? So these people moved into this house, the Amityville house, so they could do their little investigation or whatever. Not investigation, but they just moved into the house for some reason. Why would you move in there? Yeah, I don't know. There's people that move in there now, but I don't know. I'll be honest, the acting isn't that bad. Like, if this is as worse as it gets, so this is as bad as it gets, I don't know, man. It's not that bad, honestly. I was expecting like supremely horrible ass fucking acting, but so far this movie's got me interested, which is something I didn't expect from a little old Amityville 3D. So he's moving to this house because he's divorcing his wife or something. Look at that fucking kitchen apron she has, like fucking metallic. What kind of shit is that? Like she's wearing an aluminum foil one. She's found a picture. That's a creative idea. The picture of this guy's face, his face is all melted and deformed. That's a pretty cool idea, I won't lie. it's hard for me to talk this whole time because there's dialogue. I don't want to miss it. So if it seems like I'm really quiet, if there's a movie I'm watching that I know it's about, I'd be more. And also, I don't know anything about this movie. I really don't. I'm going into this completely blind and completely new and fresh. I know nothing about this movie, other than it has some pretty out there special effects, and it goes fucking crazy at the end. But to talk real quick, I seen a movie the other day that really fucking affected me called Requiem for a Dream. I've always heard of it, and I've always heard that piece of music in it, but I've never actually watched it. Requiem for a Dream is, without a doubt, one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not even exaggerating that. That movie knows how to affect you in certain ways when you're watching it. And honestly, it's pretty horrifying to watch that movie. If you guys haven't seen Requiem for a Dream, which I don't know who hasn't, I mean, it's a pretty popular movie, but if you haven't seen Requiem for a Dream, I recommend it, man. Fucking awesome movie. So we got mirrors with frost on them. Interesting. When are the flies showing up? We got doors opening by themselves. Check. How many tropes can we put in there? Oh, let's put a door opening. Check. Up the flies. I caught it. There they are. What's up? Practical flies. Classic Amityville. Hey, they're real flies. I can tell though they kind of like fucking. You know what they were doing with those flies though? They were putting some digital ones in there that kind of came out. Oh god! Oh my god! I just seen a CGI fly. That's what this guy is doing right now. Okay, that was pretty bad. CGI flies. Oh my god. They killed the guy. Oh shit. He didn't even try running. He just went like this. This is his face too. This is his face. Oh man, that was fucking. It looks like the house from the original movie too. They did a really good job with the set. It looks just like part one, because part two is a prequel, so that's why it looked a little different. Because they couldn't use the exact same house. But this looks pretty good. This looks spot on. He just found this guy just found the guy who got attacked by flies. 3D hand to the camera. Is it 3D? Is that who I think it is? Oh shit. Shit, man. No, it's not, but looks just like him. The fucking lead in this movie looks like Ron Perlman. It's crazy. Looks just like Ron Perlman. Like a young Ron Perlman. He does. Picture a young Ron Perlman with the afro. That's what he looks like. That's pretty funny. So his wife just showed him a picture of the guy that just died by the bunch of flies, and the guy's face in the photograph is like all deformed and shit. He just found the guy's dead body. He said it was a heart attack. Okay. And then his wife shows him that photograph, and he goes, "Oh, just a coincidence." All right. Okay then. I'll be honest though. So far, this movie ain't got bad acting. It really don't. I definitely don't hate it so far. I'm a little bit sick today. Been sick all week though. Weather's really been getting to me. It's always like at the end of fall and the end of winter, I always get sick. So really, the beginning of winter and the end of winter, I'm always getting sick because I got to adjust to the weather. Or hell, even in the fall, I get sick. I mean, it's a different idea. These people are kind of skeptics. They're investigating the house, trying to find some evidence of ghosts, but they really, and they also moved in. So I like that it's not just another family in there, generic family, and they're just in the house again. I like that. It's a pretty different idea. Why does this lead guy sound like a 50s radio show host? Like every line he delivers is like this. Yes, I believe this house is something strange about it. We do wonder about the afterlife. He talks like a radio show host. I can't wait to hear his one liners. Get away from her. Run now. I will fight you. So yeah, I'm not saying anything so far. Not much to say. Just a bunch of them investigating the house, trying to figure out if the house is really haunted or not. He trying to pick up a date. My boy like 50 trying to pick up a young chick like that. She like what, 25, 30? Holy shit. It's not a bad movie so far, honestly. It really ain't. I mean, it's not great, but it's not like it's a horrible movie so far. Even those effects don't look that bad, like unless it gets worse than that. So very surprising this movie so far. Definitely very surprising. I'm gonna check the stream real quick because it looks like I'm delayed. I don't know why I'm like, I'm delayed. Let me check that real quick. See how I sound. But yeah, honestly, so far it's not bad. I'm good. It's not. It's okay. It's all right. Second movie I really didn't get into, but this one's all right so far. The acting isn't even bad. It's not even bad. Just not great. You know what I'm saying? But they this movie has like done every single trope so far. Knocking sounds, whoa, flies, doors opening by themselves, mirrors with frost on them, which really isn't a trope, but still interesting. Frosty mirrors. Remember the original movie where they had the blood that came down the walls? There was a little blood, like little holes in the wall, like had blood that came out of them. That was pretty cool looking. This chick is hearing footsteps now. This chick is running from something. What the fuck are you running from? There's nothing there. I think after I'm done with this movie, I might watch. What the fuck? What was that acting? Jesus. Come on, man. I just got done praising you for a little bit. This movie being decent, man. That fucking act was horrible. Help me home soon. That's literally what she just did. What the fuck is that all about, man? Really? A fly? This man just got stuck on the elevator. Never been there. Hopefully, never will. I've heard that's pretty bad spot to be in. Oh shit. Um, quick question. Why is this elevator doing this? This elevator just went crazy, took him all the way to the roof. Why? That's not any. Now it's dropping. Now it's dropping him. Why is this happening? He's nowhere near the house. This is crazy, man. He ain't even near the house. Who is this chick? Why is she in their house? Maybe I missed something. Was she the landlord? You wait till she leaves? Bro, she was just in your house. Why would you wait for her to leave to go, Dolores, wait? She just asked you if you had any questions and you said no. You wait for her to leave and then you go, Dolores. What is this chick doing? This man was almost killed in a goddamn elevator when it's not even in the Amityville house. There's nowhere even near the house. Why is this chick shivering? She's just like this. Her acting, man. This is her acting with shivering. I love bad acting. I really do. Going down in the basement with the biggest flashlight ever. This thing's like a fucking like that big. God damn. Of course, she's putting the flashlight right in the camera lens. To be honest, this has nothing on Friday the 13th Part 3. I mean, that movie had what, a 3D gimmick shot every 5 seconds. This movie is like barely anything 3D. I feel bad for the people that seen this in 3D. It's barely a 3D movie. I mean, there's probably been 4 3D gags so far. At this point in the movie, Part 3 of Friday the 13th had like 12. Now she's getting steam blowed in her face. She got like frost blown on her. What the fuck is that all about? Sorry, I'm not saying much, guys. I just never seen this before. So this is the first time I've watched it, and I don't really have much to say about it. I mean, it's very wishy-washy right now. One day I do want to do a commentary on Hills of Ice Part 2, though, and Creepshow 3. That should be fun. Maybe a couple other bad movies as well. Why are you flipping out on him? Wow. Well, she's gone. She just left the place. She says she's out. She checking out. This movie making me tired. Somebody drag racing outside? Damn. You know, I noticed it wasn't in this movie. That. Da-na, da-na, da-da-da-da, da-da-da. Why isn't that in this movie? That's what's missing. You have a pretty cool looking house. Well, the house looks pretty accurate. Missing the music. So far, the music doesn't really sound that good. Dude, you just survived an elevator going up and down 1,000 miles an hour, and you're still a skeptic about this stuff? Dang. His partner and the chick he was trying to pick up took her back to the house. Didn't want to stay there no more. What the? What's this all about? Chick over here screaming for no reason. Literally no reason, just cut to the next shot, she's screaming. What are they doing? Was that sleep deprivation experiments or something? It's a little wacky. Doing that on people. Oh, what the hell is this? The fuck? Something just popped up on the screen. The Amityville house is a very big topic for discussion, though. I mean, really wondering about it, wondering what caused those murders to happen. Like, what made that guy snap like that? I think his name was DeFeo, Ronald DeFeo, or something like that. Like, what made him snap? That's the question. It's like, what made him? Because he said it was voices. Well, he changed the story a lot, but you wonder because of the Lutz case, the family that moved in afterwards. You wonder if there was something going on there. There was kind of an activity going on there, like a supernatural activity. It's a very curious subject. Say now, I know there were documentaries made about the Amityville case that say it's not real, that say the Lutz stuff was all made up, that it's not real. Then there are documentaries that say, well, the Lutz story is real, but there's darker meanings behind it. And there are some that say it is real 100%. So, yeah, I don't really think we know if it's real or not. Because it's been like two or three documentaries saying it is and isn't fake. Or it is real, or if it isn't real. I don't know. I know it's a very scary story though. Makes for a very scary horror film. I'm tired now, man. This movie's kind of slow paced right now. This, I guess this guy's daughter just brought her friend over and she's talking about ghosts with boobs. So right now, this chick is doing pretty much a retelling of the Ronald DeFeo murders. They always got to do that in these movies, just to let the people know that's watching it. Seems like every movie now has been about like them explaining that stuff. Like the first movie mentions it, the second movie mentions well, the second movie is about it. Third movie mentions it. I think the others do too. 3D pipes. So about this well in this movie, when was it ever put in the previous or future films? Because I don't remember there ever being a well in the movie in the house in the original movie or the second one. In the remake, there's some weird thing where they have a hidden wall. It's like behind the wall, there's like torturing and stuff going on. And the remake focuses more on like Indian or like Native American slashings and killings. It's like the massacre of Native Americans and stuff. So they're making a big deal about this well in the house in the basement. Kind of curious on where it's going to lead to because there's going to be there's got to be something that has to happen from it because they've showed it like 5 times now. This well in the basement, this endless hole. We're I don't know how far are we into this. 51 minutes in. Ain't much has happened, honestly. Couple of frozen mirrors, some doors closing, a fly attack, an elevator scene, and a scene where frost is blown into a girl's face. So a ghost went all over a girl's face. It's pretty fun. Oh my god. So we've seen that stuff so far. Not much is happening, honestly. I mean, it's not totally boring. It's just there's not much going on. Sound like some air is leaking or something. You might want to check on that, man. That doesn't sound very healthy. Quick question for you guys: what is your favorite Amityville movie? I know a lot of you didn't even know there was Amityville sequels, but if you have seen the Amityville sequels, what is your favorite one, or what is your favorite movie on the series? It could be the first movie, second movie, third movie, fourth movie. Now the sink is blowing out steam. No ghosts so far, just weird things happening. But we're not seeing any, like, apparitions. I'm pretty sure steam coming out of your pipes like that really isn't a good sign. You better get that stuff checked, bro. Ooh, what is this effect? The walls are closing in the bathroom. That was a cool practical effect. The wall was like closing in on him in the bathroom. That looked pretty neat, no lie. Okay, so we've got almost 40 minutes left. It's pretty cool. Oh, what the? Look like a little demon face in the picture. So I'm confused. Does it go Amityville to the Possession, then the Amityville Horror, then Amityville 3D? So why doesn't anybody in this movie mention the Lutz family? Like, mention them. And I'm kind of curious why they never got, like, uh, James Brolin to come back. Anybody else from the original movie to come back and be in the sequels. I'm really surprised about that. Well, I know it's like based off the book, and in the book they never went back to the house, but still, I'm surprised for sequel and money. Hey, Alaska Super. Amityville 3D is one of the better 3D horror movies. Honestly, so far it ain't bad. If you want to watch with me, it's probably on YouTube for free. I am 55 minutes in. And honestly, it's not a bad movie. Like, I was expecting it to be horrible. Oh shit, this girl's brakes isn't working. Oh, 3D pipe through the windshield. That was pretty cool, no lie. Practical too. But yeah, so far, Alice Super really ain't that bad. I would say it's better than Amityville 2. I didn't like Amityville 2 that much. What's your favorite Amityville movie, man? Mine's probably the first one still, but this one ain't bad. This one's better than the second one. It really ain't bad. Oh shit, she's on fire now? Oh shit, she put the burn alive in her car. That's fucked up. You like the original the best, but like the second one too? Yeah, I'll have to watch the second movie again. I haven't seen the second movie in like 6 years, but I don't know if you could really. The ending was really shoddy though. Yeah, it felt like an Exorcist ripoff. That was my problem with the second movie. Is it felt like an Exorcist meets Poltergeist movie. Even though I think the Possession or Amityville 2, the Possession came out after or before Poltergeist, but it felt like Poltergeist. This chick got burned alive in her car. That's crazy. Practical skeleton effect. I don't know. I didn't really get into Amityville 2, but if you like it, that's totally fine, man. I haven't seen it in years. So I'll have to rewatch it again one day. But tonight, I was just like, hey, I haven't seen an Amityville movie in so long. Might as well give another one a watch. Never seen Amityville 3D in my life, so tonight is my first time watching it. And so far, it's pretty decent. Honestly, I'm being truthful. It's pretty decent. To me, it's a little bit better than Amityville 2. I like the atmosphere and acting. I think that it's not a bad movie. People were saying it was horrible. Came out the year before. Yeah, that's the thing. If it came out the year before, it feels just like a Poltergeist movie. Like the way it's filmed, the style of it, the lighting, the cinematography, and it feels like a possession movie. I think what it is, we have so many possession movies nowadays that it feels just like those movies. But I don't know. I'll have to rewatch it again. I definitely will. And if you want to see me reaction to Amityville 4, The Evil Escapes, which I have it right here, believe it or not, paid $1 for this movie. $1. Definitely a very cheap pickup. And I know it's pretty rare to find this movie nowadays, so I'm pretty glad to have found it. For $1, I couldn't pass that up. I know about certain sequels. Like there's Amityville, this Amityville, then there's the Amityville, the Curse of the Amityville, right? Then there's the New Generation, It's About Time, Dollhouse. Dollhouse, Haunting, the Amityville Tapes, the Amityville Asylum, the Amityville. I'm forgetting the rest. Way too many. Way too many fucking Amityville movies. Oh shit. Now they're playing with the Ouija board. This is totally gonna end up great, right? But yeah, Alice Good Super. Like I said, am about an hour in. So you can still watch the last 30 or so minutes with me if you want. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube for free. Again, I'm not saying anything. I think it might be on YouTube for free. I don't know. I think it is, honestly. I think most of the Amityville movies are on YouTube for free. How the hell are you supposed to buy them? And my screen's frozen. All right, there we go. How the hell are you supposed to buy the Amityville movies anyways? You can't find them anywhere. They're all rare. You've only seen the first three, but people really hate the Amityville Curse. The house looks different in that one. That's what I heard too. That's really a shame. Like the most important thing about Amityville and Psycho and Halloween is the house. You know, the Myers house, the Bates house, you know, the Amityville house. It all is very symbolistic of the movies. And they're doing this Ouija board thing right now. Hey, check that down. Check Ouija boards. I don't know if you noticed this or not, Alice, again, but there's a moment in this movie where a ghost splooges on a girl's face. This girl, she goes into a basement, and literally this ghostly mist just shoots her in the face, and this white frost like all over her face. The ghost said, Scary Movie 2 all over again. Oh, God, I can remember that scene. Scary Movie 2. The acting isn't horrible, though. It really ain't bad so far. It really ain't. I'm not hating it. It's decent little 3D horror film. I think after this, I might watch Poltergeist 3, which is a movie that I actually thought was underrated, but I haven't seen that in years either, so I'm gonna see if it holds up. My voice Yeah, man, that's totally what it looked like, man. I mean, she just literally opens the fucking door and just the shit sprays her in the face. I'm like, oh shit, ghost get a little bit of action up in here. Just like Haunted House all over again. Oh my god, do you remember that part with Annabelle? The guy fucking rapes Annabelle. The movie's hilarious. Tess Harper gives the best performance. Who's that? Is that the daughter or the other chick? Or the lead guy? The lead guy sounds like a radio station host from the 50s. Every line he delivers is, hey, what's going on here? Hey, there's a ghost over there. Hey, let's go. It's like every single scene. Well, I'm going to move into the Amityville house because I want to. Okay, so they just did a Ouija board thing with one of the weirdest looking Ouija boards I've ever seen. This circular Ouija board with these cutouts, these letters. That's the fucking weirdest Ouija board I've ever seen. Most Ouija boards are just like, you know, boards. Frisbee! Frisbee! Hey! Oh, I needed some 80s music. This is a Frisbee commercial from the 80s. Frisbee from Amityville 3D. Makes you want to toss it back and forth at the camera. Make sure you watch the Disney exclusive Amityville 3D in theaters. The wife, Nancy. Yeah, she ain't bad. She's actually nobody in this movie is really that bad. Even the guy, the lead guy, is that sounds like a radio station host. He ain't bad. I mean, the acting really ain't the problem. Some of the effects look a little weird, like the flies. They looked fine at first until they started putting those little 3D CGI flies in there. Then there's a lot of like smoke and frost in this movie and ice, which reminds me of Poltergeist 3 because there's a lot of ice and frost and smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors in that movie, which I'll probably be watching Poltergeist 3 next. I don't know if I'm going to stream it, but I'm going to watch it next, Poltergeist 3. I actually watched Poltergeist and Poltergeist 2 the other day. Poltergeist is easily, to me, probably, I don't know. I think I'm going to go on the limb and say that Poltergeist is the best haunted house movie, even though it's not technically a haunted house. But I'm just going to go on a limb. The Conjuring ain't got nothing on Poltergeist. Sorry. or Insidious. Surprised because okay, my back. All right, I'm surprised because this movie doesn't have a lot of 3D gimmicks in it. Like maybe a handful so far, like hands going towards the camera, flies, um, pipes, metal rods, but nothing like Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D is like a lot of fucking gimmicks. There's a lot of fucking 3D gimmicks in that movie. So this chick just went out on the boat with her friends. She coming back to the house, her hair and her clothes are soaking wet. What did she fucking do? Kill somebody? Is she possessed now? How the fuck does she get possessed? Something's happening here. What's going on outside? Yep, she's possessed. Like that. Susan! Susan Q! Susan, unlock this door. Susan, do you hear me? I can make an 80s mixtape off of this movie. Susan, Susan. Oh, it's a body double. That's what it is. It's not really Susan. It's a body double, guys. Suspense. Cue it. How'd she fall out of the boat? You didn't even see that. Susan, 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 please, Susan. Literally the line of dialogue I just heard. Susan, 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 please, Susan. Like, can you say something besides that name? But yeah, Poltergeist is, like I was saying, Poltergeist is probably, I'm going to go on a limb and say, the best haunted house movie. I think Poltergeist just has a heart to it and an energy to it and a magic to it that even the sequels really can't do. I mean, it's a rare thing. It's like Halloween, man. I mean, there's only so much you can do with a Halloween sequel or a Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel. Even though I love parts 2 and 3, there's just certain films that make it hard as fuck to follow up. I mean, really. I think Poltergeist is one of those things. I'm gonna go out and let me say Poltergeist is my favorite haunted house movie. But I watched Poltergeist the other day, loved it. I actually seen it on VHS tape. And it was really cool watching it on VHS tape. It's cool. Richard Fletcher was chosen as the director of this one. Richard Fletcher. I almost said Richard Fletcher. Richard Fletcher. He sounds familiar. Really familiar. He also made Fantastic Voyage and Soylent Green. Soylent Green. That's how you say it. Never seen those movies before. Maybe I'll check them out. They just found out this there's like a doppelganger of her daughter. Stop saying that goddamn name. Literally every single Susan, 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 Susan. Shut up. You're like as bad as Poltergeist 3. They say Carol Ann, Carol Ann, Carol Ann, Carol Ann, Carol Ann. Where are you, Carol Ann? Shut the fuck up. Say something else besides her fucking name. She's still saying it. Susan, Susan. Where are? Shut the dude. Say something else. Soylent Green is a classic. Introduced me to Charlton Heston. Huh. What is like an adventure movie? Sounds like it. Don't forget in Prom Night 4. Prom Night 4? What? I don't remember anything from Prom Night 4. That movie's a fucking piece of shit. Hell, maybe one day I'll do a fucking commentary on Prom Night 4, Deliver Us from Evil, where a killer priest is running around crucifying people. That actually has fans. That has fans. Poltergeist 4 has fans. I love Poltergeist. I just said Poltergeist. Let me rephrase that. Prom Night 4 has fans. Drove you goddamn nuts. They repeat the same name. Yeah, I bet they fucking do. That movie's a fucking piece of shit. Fucking Prom Night 4. But like I said, Prom Night 1, classic. Prom Night 2, I fucking love. Those two movies, I love to death. Prom Night 3, I can watch it. It's not great. It has a lot of cutout gore. But I can watch it. Now, Prom Night 4, Deliver Us from Evil, watched it like once, never gonna fucking watch it again. That movie's well, maybe for a commentary, but that movie fucking sucked. And then the Prom Night remake is fucking awful. Okay, so this well has water in it. His basement looks like it's a fucking aquarium. Look into the water. What do you see? We got. I bet they built that set on a swimming pool somewhere. I'm gonna go on a limb and just say that. Those of you that know what happened, let me know. They found their daughter in this water. Only Prom Night and Prom Night 2 are good. Prom Night 3 is funny at times, but the acting is pretty bad. Plus, the main character is total moron. Yeah. Prom Night 3 definitely isn't great. I don't know. I don't hate it, but it's not a fucking great movie. Prom Night 3, The Last Kiss. I did reviews on actually all the Prom Night movies. I don't know if you've already checked them out or not, Alskin, but I did reviews on Prom Night 1 through the remake. First one, classic slasher. Second one, I love the second. The second movie is that's an underrated horror film. You asked me one of the most underrated horror films of all time, I'm going to say Prom Night 2, Hell and Mary Lou. That's a fucking underrated sequel. I think that's actually a legit creepy sequel. Because when Mary Lou possesses that chick, and the build up, that's actually some really awesome stuff. And remember the one scene where the chick's in the locker and she just thinks she's escaped Mary Lou. And Mary Lou crushes the locker. You see the blood and goo slip out of it. Oh, really? Prom Night 4 was the first review I ever watched. On my channel? Wow, that's cool. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for the fucking awful quality. And I had some shitty ass fucking camera quality back then. When I was ear raping you guys with every video. You guys would get on the fucking stereo blare. I guess to imagine, like, when you put the headphones on to listen to my review back then, you're just like, oh, okay. Oh my god, my ears! I'll go fuck what your opinion is. Fucking my ears. Okay, so that was all a dream. The daughter really didn't drown, I'm assuming. Didn't his wife divorce him? Why is she there? I was trying to find out if someone else hated the movie as much as I did, and there it was. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, I fucking hate Prom Night 4, man. I hate Prom Night 4. The movie is so bad. The daughter did drown? Didn't drown? What the fuck happened? Come on, movie. What the fuck happened here, movie? But there it was. Yeah, thanks, man, for checking out the review. I reviewed those movies a while ago, man. I remember I actually sat down and watched all 4 movies in one go. Like, I started on a Saturday, like, got up like 10 o'clock in the morning, watched the first 2, and then the third movie, and later on that night I watched Prom Night 4, and Only reason to watch it is from Nicole DeBoer. Yeah, there's some hot chicks in that movie. There's some lesbian stuff going on there, but besides that, dude, that's one of the worst fucking slasher movies ever. But if you ask me about some underrated slasher films, I would say stuff like Hella Mary Lou, Prom Night 2. I really loved that. I loved The Prowler. No, I didn't love The Prowler. Shit. We're dying. I didn't love The Prowler, but I didn't hate The Prowler. The Prowler is a decent slasher film to me, but I do feel it's underrated. And actually, the one that everybody loves, I didn't love. And that's Terror Train. Terror Train to me is an okay slasher film, but to me, it's very slow. Prowler is slow, but I felt like there was more of an atmosphere to it than Terror Train. Call me crazy. And I also like Tom Savini's effects better in Prowler than Terror Train. Terror Train really didn't have a lot of effects to it. But I did love how they had oh fuck, why did I forget his name? Fucking David Copperfield doing magic tricks and him being a suspect in it. I fucking loved that. There's not a lot going on in this movie right now. So now he's got a big old crew of people at the house because he had that weird dream. He's got monitors and computers everywhere. I'm assuming this is when the movie goes into full blast. Extra is a very creepy and underrated British monster movie. I've never heard of Extra. Never. Actually, I'm gonna look up a poster real quick. If it'll work. Fucking computer's freezing up now. I'll just look it up on my phone so the computer doesn't fuck up the stream. I've never heard of Extra. Let me look at that. Basically, look at the poster. Ooh. That looks interesting. When Tony grows up, he's going to be just like Daddy. Extra. Some extraterrestrials aren't friendly. 1982. I might have to check that out. Actually, I'll put that on my watch list here on my phone so that whenever I get to it one day, yeah, I'll check that out. I've never even heard of that. Thanks, Oscar and Super. That's pretty good recommendation. If you got any more, let me know. Cause I've been looking for some underrated horror films. So The Burning, you really liked it? Dude, The Burning's great. I'm glad you've seen it. Yeah, believe it or not, I didn't see The Burning for the first time until last year. Because I got it on Blu-ray, and I always wanted to watch it. Extra, right? Got that down. Okay. I know I ain't said much about this movie, but there's nothing else to fucking say. I mean, there's just people at his house. There's cameras and video equipment everywhere, and there's nothing going on. I don't know. There's not a lot that happens in this movie. I mean, it's not terrible, but there's not a lot going on. Extra. Yeah, if you got any more, because I seen a movie called Slaughter High. I really love Slaughter High. It was actually a really fun slasher film. Suffers from idiotic character syndrome, but very suspenseful. I love me some idiotic characters. I fucking love it. It was a blast to see Jason Alexander as a cocky high school teenager. Jason Alexander? Oh shit, yeah. fucking The Burning. Yeah, he's in that. That's fucking crazy, right? I was like, is that Seinfeld guy without a bald spot? Surely enough, talking about condoms and shit. I'm like, this guy. You want some rubbers? Got some lube? Got some nude mags? Fucking love The Burning. Yeah, The Burning's a great film. Oh, you mean Separate from Idiotic in that movie? I thought you meant Extra. Yeah, there are some dumb characters in that movie, but I just love me some dumb characters in the slasher film. The only ones I actually hate are annoying dumb characters. That's the fucking worst. What is this? An apparition? Finally in this movie, an apparition? Finally, a ghost appeared. It's purple light. Oh, so the daughter did die. It's not her spirit haunts the house. Purple light. Interesting. Saw cheerleader camp a few weeks ago. One of the funniest slasher movies ever. Never seen that one either. I'll put that down. I actually seen a movie the other day. Let me know if you've ever seen it. Called All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. That's a fucking awesome slasher film. I actually really loved that movie a lot. Cheerleader camp. Another recommendation. Thank you. And if anybody else has any horror recommendations, let me know. Because I want to get more into the obscure horror movies. I just one that nobody talks about ever. Alice, I don't know if you know about this movie or not, but nobody talks about it. It's called Freezer. Freezer has an interesting looking poster. I'm actually kind of intrigued in that movie. Freezer from the 80s or 70s. 70s or 80s, but looks pretty cool. Freezer. I also want to see The Mutilator. I've never seen The Initiation. I've seen Night of the Demons for the first time a couple of months ago, which was pretty awesome fucking horror film. So the ghosts in this movie are from this well in the basement. That was never in the first movie or the second movie. Interesting. Literally, it's all as a purple ghost, purple vapor light. That's really weird looking. Freezer. Can't find that one from the 80s. Yeah, it's a movie called Freezer. The poster has a chick in the ice box, and she's like shivering, and it's a classic looking poster. Apparently, it's a slasher film called Freezer, which I always excuse me. I always thought it looked interesting. The poster did. Also, The Offspring with Vincent Price looks pretty interesting. John Carpenter's Village of the Damned. I seen the original Village of the Damned, but never seen the remake. But the original was pretty good. I also want to see a movie called L'Inferno. Now, it's a horror film. I think it's a European horror film. This freezer. Let me see if the year is here on Google. Oh God. Oh my God. This man's face just melted. Okay. The two latest movies I saw were The Fly and Return of the Fly, with starring Vincent Price. Those I haven't seen. I've seen The Fly from the 80s, which I loved. I'm going to try to find the poster so I can show you what it looks like. Because I know I'm not going crazy. Or maybe it's not called freezer. Maybe it's called an ice box. I don't. Fuck, I don't remember what it was called. Freeze? No. Was it Icebox? I don't think it was Icebox. I swear to God, it was Freezer. I swear, unless I'm not finding it either. Maybe I was going crazy, but I swear to God that I seen this video once with underrated slasher films, and I swear to God it was Freezer, and the girl was maybe what I'm thinking of is that fucking that Cronenberg movie called Rabid. David Cronenberg movies. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. Rabid from 1977. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. That's another director I gotta see, man. I gotta see more of David Cronenberg's work. I've only seen Scanners, The Fly, and that's it. That's the only ones I've seen. I haven't seen The Brood, but I want to. I haven't seen Videodrome, but I want to. I haven't seen Existence, whatever that movie is called. But I actually loved Scanners. That was actually a great horror film. Love Scanners. I know that's got actually a franchise too. Scanners 2 and Scanners 3 and Scanner Cop. Well, while you're looking, I also recommend a Hide and Go Shriek. I love when a horror takes place in a confined setting. What the fuck? They just released a remake of Rabid. Why? Why would they remake that? It's like Cabin Fever. Why would you remake that stuff? I don't know, man. Today, dude, there's just way too many fucking remakes. I mean, we're having a Scream 5 come out. Scream 5? Really? We had sequels, we had trilogies, we had remakes. What else can you do? And this fucking house is blowing up. They just blew up the Amityville house. They just blew up the house. How is there 18 more sequels when the house is blown up? Do they rebuild it? Well, at another time, another universe, another galaxy, Amityville happened. Oh yeah, that's right. The Amityville movies after this have it where it's a haunted lamp and a haunted mirror and a haunted dollhouse. Yeah, man, Scream 5. I think it got confirmed. Like it was just rumors for a long time. Long time. And guess who was the first like pick to be the star of the movie? Jacob from Twilight. I'm not shitting you. I seen a poster once and it was like they were wanting him to be the lead, but it never happened. So at one time, we were gonna have Jacob from Twilight be the fucking lead of Scream 5. And that was fucking 2013 when I seen that poster. And I was like, why Scream 5? Why? But yeah, Scream 5 is apparently happening. I say that because there's no teasers, there's no trailers. But supposedly, Scream 5 is happening. I don't know why. I really don't. Scream 5, I mean, the Scream series, I like all 4 movies. Scream 1 is a classic. Scream 2, I think, is okay. I actually love Scream 3. Scream 3 gets a lot of hate. Scream 4 is alright. I like Scream 4. It's decent. So to me, you don't need a Scream 5. But yeah, Scream 5 apparently is happening. It's like, dude, there's no Wes Craven. It's not Scream. You know, it's just not going to have the same effect. And I don't know why they're going to keep on making these. So yeah, the Amityville house is destroyed, utterly destroyed in this movie. So how are there like 18 more movies? That's my question. And there's The Well. The Well. It's still alive. It's on fire. I saw The Hills of Eyes and Shocker not too long ago. What were your thoughts on them, man? Did you like them? The original movie Hills of Eyes, the original and the remake are also very, very good. That's Amityville 3D, guys. Um, but I'll say original Hills of Eyes is classic. The remake is pretty good too. So that's Amityville 4. Amityville. Let me just hold it upside down. Amityville 3D. Not great, but not horrible. I'll probably have to watch it again just so I can watch it and be all into it 100% and see if it holds up then. But as far as right now, this is better than the second movie to me. This is an okay little movie. I don't hate it. Mitch Pileggi is a wonderful over the top performance. Dude, Shocker is so good. Shocker, I love Shocker so much. It's one of my favorite horror films of all time. And Hills of Eyes is great. The original is great and the remake's great. And I don't even mind the Hills of Eyes 2 remake. Now, Hills of Eyes 2, the original is pretty bad. And there's supposedly Hills of Eyes 3, which is 2 movies called Castle Freak and Mind Rippers. But fuck Mind Rippers, because that movie looks like a fucking piece of shit. But Castle Freak looks interesting to me. Castle Freak does. So when I do the Hills of Eyes review, which is coming up, I'll be doing Hills of Eyes 1, 2, then I'll do the remakes, and then I'll go back and review Castle Freak, because my friend John was actually curious for my thoughts on that movie, so I'll go back and review Castle Freak. Shocker is maybe Wes Craven's most underrated film. Dude, that and Serpent in the Rainbow. Have you ever seen Serpent in the Rainbow? Serpent in the Rainbow is a masterpiece. Serpent in the Rainbow is one of the best horror films I've ever seen. It knows how to do horror. It really does. It really does. And that was Orion Pictures Amityville 3D with ghosts splooging on girls in 3D. So these headphones off so I can talk to you guys. Amityville 3D came out in 1983. I thought Amityville 3D was pretty decent. I would say I liked it better than Amityville 2, The Possession. Yeah, fucking 3D Ghost Splooge. I would have never thought I would have seen that shit in a fucking movie, especially Amityville. Oh my god. Quickly became Amityville XXX the parody. Oh my god, the ghost. It's haunting me. No, but Amityville 3D. I'm sorry, I gotta have fun with that. That movie was kind of boring, so I kind of had to have fun with it, man. Amityville 3D is decent though. It's decent. Nothing too spectacular. Some cheesy stuff in at the end of the film with the purple ghosts and stuff like that, but overall, a decent movie. I mean, people were making it out like it's a fucking Creepshow 3 bad, and people were saying, "Oh, it's garbage, terrible." And really enough, the one that people actually recommended, I liked less than the one that people hate. Amityville 3D is decent to me. I actually don't hate it. I really don't. You saw a review. Oh, you never seen Serpent in the Rainbow, dude. Serpent in the Rainbow. I seen because it was in a three. It was in a 3 movie pack with Serpent in the Rainbow, People Under the Stairs, and Shocker. And I seen People Under the Stairs, loved it. Seen Shocker, loved it. And then I seen Serpent in the Rainbow, and that movie stuck with me for some reason. The style of it, the way that it's shot on location in Haiti. among the government there, among the political issues there, and the things that happened while that movie was being filmed, like Wes Craven and his crew um, seeing weird things, like Bill Pullman seeing green cows with TV screens for eyes, and Wes Craven being a part of this kind of ritual that was going on. Like, he didn't even realize it was happening until he passed his bowl around blood in it, and he was told not to drink it. Like, he didn't have to drink it, but that's pretty crazy. And there were riots, people getting hurt. One of the guys went crazy after meeting a shaman. Like, he went crazy and locked himself in the room. That's pretty fucking crazy filmmaking right there. But yeah, overall, Amityville 3D, nothing special. Not nearly as good as the original movie. Not nearly. Not as atmospheric as the original, but I feel like it has more of an atmosphere to it than the second movie. Amityville 3D is decent. Decent, fun, cheesy 3D horror film that I honestly don't hate. I really don't. I thought overall, pretty decent film. You saw Red Eye a while ago. That looks very interesting. Red Eye is good too. That's a very underrated Wes Craven film. Cillian Murphy is great in the movie. He's also from 28 Days Later. It's the original is genuinely scary. Yeah, the original Amityville Horror is way better than this. This is more just like sit down, it's decent, whatever. But what made the original movie work is that it really felt evil, like Exorcist and The Omen. It feels evil. You feel like you're watching this creepiness. Cillian Murphy. You mean Cillian Murphy? Yeah, I always get it mixed up. Cillian Murphy, Cillian Murphy. I know. I said Cillian Murphy once, and somebody said, no, it's Cillian Murphy. I'm like, Cillian Murphy? Okay. Cillian Murphy, distant cousin of Nate Murphy. I don't know. I don't think so. Murphy's a pretty common name, but Cillian Murphy. Cillian Murphy. That's actually a pretty underrated film too. It's very well done thriller. It's not much of a horror film, but it's a very well done thriller that keeps your heart racing. Wes Craven showed that he can actually do something like that, and he actually made like a musical. Wes Craven made all kinds of movies. He made musicals, movies about nightmare killers, movies about cannibals in the hills, movies about serial killers and rapists and people haunting electric currents, and the fireworks woman he made as Abe Snake. I mean, Wes Craven made all kinds of great stuff. I mean, Scream, just Red Eye, Serpent in the Rainbow. Wes Craven, man, what a fucking legend. He's a great, great, legendary filmmaker. Love Wes Craven. Definitely my favorite filmmaker of all time. I used to say that Stanley Kubrick was my favorite filmmaker, but I'd go with Wes Craven now. I still wonder who voiced the house when it said "Get Out." I don't know, but whoever did, your voice is fucking creepy, man. I mean, legit, that fucking was really creepy. I love to find out who it is. Yeah, bro, can you imagine having a conversation with that guy? Hello, how are you doing? Get out of my way. Can you imagine that shit? Yeah, he was actually pretty creepy. But I recommend Serpent in the Rainbow. Alaskan Super. I recommend that movie. And Red Eye. Red Eye is a really good movie too. Red Eye is more of a thriller. If you're into that stuff, if you're into thrillers, I recommend Red Eye. But as far as Serpent in the Rainbow goes, if you want to see a truly affecting horror film that will really leave you thinking for a while, I recommend Serpent in the Rainbow. And I actually got done watching yesterday a really powerful film called Requiem for a Dream. Dude, I heard about that film for so long. Ever since I started my YouTube channel, people mention, Requiem for a Dream's pretty good. Requiem for a Dream's pretty hard-hitting and pretty serious film. And I was like, all right, maybe one day, because I don't really tend to see those, like, highly critically praised films because I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of blockbusters a lot of the times. Like Avatar is okay. I don't hate Avatar, but I don't think it's really that good. Titanic was good, but I don't know if it was like great. I mean, I love Titanic. I thought it was a good movie, but Shawshank Redemption I really do love. I haven't seen The Green Mile, believe it or not. I haven't seen Saving Private Ryan, but those bigger movies, I like the critically acclaimed movies, the ones that get awards and stuff like that. For some reason, I'll see them, like Dark Knight. I'll see Dark Knight, and it's like, it's okay. It's not really great, but it's okay. You know, most of the times what happens. But then I'll see Platoon. I'm like, whoa, wow, what a powerful film. Platoon is great, and I've seen Requiem for a Dream, man, and it's a really powerful film. It's easily one of the strongest movies I've ever seen. And it hits you, boom. You know, slow build, slow build, slow. Then it just hits you out of nowhere. And it's very well done. About drug addiction, dealing with that. Titanic is one of your favorite movies. Dude, Titanic is actually pretty good. I actually don't hate it. I think it's a really long movie. Like 2 tapes to finish. Avatar, it's fine, I guess, what you say, Alaskan. Yeah, I don't hate Avatar, but did it really need all that money? It's like Halloween 2018. I don't hate it, but did it really need all that money? You know? But I will say, there are critical horror films that I do, or not horror film, but films in general that I do see. I'm like, wow, like Endgame. Endgame, amazing fucking movie. Infinity War, amazing fucking movie. But, yeah, if you want to see a really deep movie about drug addiction, see Requiem for a Dream. Powerful movie. I mean, you've got Jared Leto in there. You've got Marlon Wayans in there. You've got, I'm going to pull up the cast because I got to get their names in this video. Because amazing cast. And it's not a big cast. There's like 4 people in the whole movie. And it focuses on them. Jared Leto, Ellen Bernstein, Jennifer Connelly, Marilyn Wayans are your 4 leads. And you got Christopher McDonald popping in. You've got Mark McGuinness in there, who's from Ace Ventura. Keith David pops in there for a little bit. So, yeah, you have a really, really awesome cast. I mean, the cast does great. And you can really see how they were all kind of young then, and they were still great actors. You could just see they had talent there. And Jeanette Gold, I thought she was the best, honestly. She was the best actress. Ellen Bernstein. She was amazing in that movie. Actually, I'm kind of curious. I'm going to look up real quick on IMDb her, because she sounds familiar. Really familiar. Ellen Bernstein. Like, really familiar. And if people wonder why I rely on IMDb so much, it's because I'm horrible with names. Like, I can never remember names at all. And, you know, they could be great actors and great directors. What do you say? Titanic made an impact on me, seeing it on TV in the middle of the night. The ship sinking somehow seemed even more terrifying. Dude, Titanic, actually, the best part is the ending because it gets really emotional. I will say that. I actually do love that movie. I just think I didn't have to be like, 4 hours long, and it was 4 hours long, and plus it was a really slower movie. Oh shit, that's where I recognize her from. She's from Exorcist. Oh shit, the mom, Ellen. That's crazy. Ellen Bernstein, bro, she was amazing. Ellen Bernstein was amazing in Requiem for a Dream, and she was amazing in Exorcist too. She's also been in Nostalgia, Custody, All I Wish. Bro, Ellen Bernstein was amazing in Requiem for a Dream. She's also amazing in The Exorcist. But yeah, Requiem for a Dream is an amazing movie. Seen Pie and Black Swan from the same director of Requiem. Yeah, I've never seen those movies. I know Black Swan, once again, is another one of those movies that gets a lot of praise. It's very artsy. I don't know if I'll ever see that one. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Black Swan, I thought was pretentious Borefest. However, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. It looked like that. Pi is not the one where the guy's on the boat with the tiger on the sea. That looked pretty interesting. Yeah, I seen the commercial for that a long time ago. I'm trying to think of any other recent horror films I've seen. I seen Poltergeist 2, The Other Side, for the first time the other day. It was pretty good. I liked it. I didn't love it as much as the first movie. I didn't love it, but I liked it. It was pretty good. I would say for a sequel, it really does keep things in a great, storytelling wise, very great straightforward path. No, you're thinking of Life of Pi. Life of Pi, that's the movie I was thinking of. Pi, what's that? Is it different? I can look it up. But yeah, Amityville 3D. You mean Magnum PI? That was bad. Pi from 1998 has a pi symbol. Rated R, 7.4. It was very awkward watching the lesbian sex scene in Black Swan in the same room as my dad. You watched that movie with your dad and he's seen that? Oh my god. That's funny, man. Yeah, I'm trying to think if it ever had to happen to me. Well, we went and seen, like, it was me, my mom, my dad, my brother, my grandparents, because Leo DiCaprio finally got an Oscar. Finally, after so much time. And he got it for a movie called The Revenant. And I love that movie. It's underrated. It's forgotten. Nobody talks about The Revenant anymore. That's a forgotten film. But I loved it. And Leo DiCaprio finally won an Oscar. And we all were so proud of him. We all watched Titanic. We all watched, his films and really loved his work. And we were all very happy, like as a family, just very happy to see Leo DiCaprio get that Oscar. So we were like, all right, let's go see The Revenant in theaters. So me, my parents, my grandparents, poor old grandparents, everybody went and seen that brutal last movie in theaters. People biting ears off and Leo DiCaprio being mauled by bears and rape scenes. Yeah, so it was kind of awkward sitting there with the grandparents and parents, and there's rape scenes and bear attacks and bloody, violent mess going on. Very violent movie, but I love The Revenant. That's a great film. DiCaprio definitely deserved that Oscar. DiCaprio is great in The Revenant, but he should have won already for the Avatar, or for the Aviator. Avatar. No lie, that poster, I always thought it said Avatar. The Avatar. I'm like, there's a movie before Avatar? No, it's just The Aviator. I've never seen The Aviator, but that's the one movie we haven't seen. We've seen Titanic, Django, Gilbert Grape. That was a good one. But our family's a really big fan of DiCaprio. Like, we all watched his movies together. And even though some of the other ones were pretty violent too, it was like all of us going to go see Revenant in the theater. It was a little awkward just sitting there and all that stuff going on the screen. So I kind of know how that feels. Or you picked the wrong fucking movie to play. Like, I remember we had our entire fucking family over one day. And guess what movie I put in for us all to watch? Speakers, high definition, surround sound, big old TV. Guess what fucking movie I put in for us to watch? Howard the Duck. I put in Howard the Duck for us all to watch with duck tits and duck puns and horribleness. I put in Howard the Duck, and I was so ashamed. Somebody asked, who the hell put this movie in? And I didn't even raise my hand. I mean, they weren't mad about it. It was like, man, this movie is weird. Who put this movie in? I'm like, not me. Definitely not me. I don't know why I put Howard the Duck in. I just seen it there, and I was like, yeah, Howard the Duck. Let's put it in. Yeah, I don't know why, but I did, and it was a fucking nightmare. I still remember that too. I remember when we went to The Revenant in theaters too. That was pretty fucking crazy. Yeah, that's one of the most weirdest movies I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I like it. I don't hate it. A lot of people hate it. People say they despise it. People say it's the worst George Lucas production of all time. Leah Thompson looks very cute in it, at least. Bro, she's hot in that movie. She really is fucking hot in that movie. She is smoking in that fucking movie. A lot of the chicks in that movie were very hot looking. Like her band Cherry Bomb. Nice. But that was very, very cool. Yeah, she was very hot in that movie. Very hot. Just made it very awkward. We got to that scene where her and Howard are in the bed, or when she finds the condom, it's like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? Where are we going with this movie? You know? Definitely a bizarre film. Really bizarre film. Really weird movie. Definitely. You're not wrong about that. I don't hate it, though, honestly. There's something about it. It has like a charm to it. You know? Kind of feels innocent. Like a Ghostbuster type vibe to it. But at the same time, even though it was PG, it had a lot of adult humor in it. That's the thing. If you're gonna go balls to the wall, go like Ted did, where it's a teddy bear cussing and rated Rness. If you're gonna go that far with it, if you're gonna have adult humor, then go all the way. If it's gonna be a PG-13 movie, then go all the way with it. It's gonna be a PG movie, then go all the way with it. Like, don't just be this weird in between, in the middle of the road type of movie with it, where you don't know where to take the series. Like, not the series, but you don't know where to take the tone of the movie to go. The 80s and 90s had the best hairstyles. Yeah, man. I mean, dude, the 80s culture. One day I want to do a stream about the 80s culture, because the reason why I think the 80s culture is so amazing, like the 70s and 90s is also great, but the 80s is probably my favorite decade because of just how it seemed. The VHS tapes, slasher movies, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, you know, certain artists back then that I really enjoyed, that I go back and listen to a lot. I've actually went back and listened to a lot of artists from back then that are underrated, that don't get talked about anymore. And I do love some of the stuff from the 80s. I love the 80s. I love how back then the games weren't so, so fucking advanced. Like, I love the whole retro 8-bit gaming. That stuff I'm a sucker for that. That's so awesome to me. And the records and vinyl and just the pop culture back then just really felt cool. And the 90s, my favorite part of the 90s was probably the grunge era. I love the grunge era so much. I'm a grunge kid at heart. I always be wearing, baggy clothes or something, like, graphic tees, kind of being a rebel with that stuff, because I love the grunge era, man. I wear beanies and hats and shit, bro. I love that style, because that style really defines who I am. I mean, it's grunge, just slouchy, I don't know. I'm very lazy, very unmotivated, so kind of fit that shit. George Lucas at least walked away from making 3 more Star Wars movies. Yeah, because first of all, he said it would take too much time. It would take years, and he's like 70, so he didn't want to do that. Plus, people despised the prequels, and I don't know why. Like, let's be honest here. At least in my opinion, there's only one bad prequel movie. That's Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones is the only Star Wars movie that I ever walked out on. Like, I didn't finish Attack of the Clones. I said this movie fucking sucks. It's boring. Even though I fucking hate Return of the Jedi, or not Return of the Jedi. I love Return of the Jedi. Don't go. I love Return of the Jedi. That's missaid word. The Last Jedi. I hate The Last Jedi. It's a piece of shit movie, but I do like The Force Awakens. You know, I like Phantom Menace. I think it's a decent movie. I actually really do love Revenge of the Sith. That's a great movie. But the prequels got such a backlash from the fans that's why George Lucas said, well, pretty much like, again, like he's just if he's, gonna make these movies, he wants to do it the way he wants to do it. And most of the fans didn't like the prequels. So the way he's seeing it was it's a big risk. You could get a lot of hate for that. The late 80s and 90s was the golden age for hip hop. Yeah, I love that Vanilla Ice Run DMC style back then, but I also love Wu-Tang Clan and, of course, Tupac and Biggie, Notorious Big. I love old school hip hop a lot. I actually love a lot of old school stuff: rock, hip hop, country, pop. I love all the old stuff. All the new stuff is just garbage, man. Music today is just garbage. Auto tune. If it's country, it's the same shit, different day. If it's pop, same old sound. Panic at the Disco. I don't hate them, but everybody sounds like Panic at the Disco. Let's be honest. 21 Pilots, big fan of them, but the fucking fan base is cringy as hell and toxic. Nas, Outkast, Eminem. Yeah, you're right, man. Those are all great artists. Inspector Deck, Jizza, RZA, Old Dirty Bastard. From the 90s, Bone Thugs and Harmony. I love them. I love a lot of the 90s country singers as well, like Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson. Those are some great country singers. Rock, Green Day, Stone Temple Pilots, Temple the Dog, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains is my favorite band of all time. Megadeth, Metallica, Anthrax, fucking so many of them, man. So many. There's a lot of great bands from that time. Eminem, Nas, and Outkast. I love all three of those people, honestly. Those are great artists. The Phantom Menace is my least favorite Star Wars movie. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to defend it because it does have a lot of problems. The CGI is horrible in it, but it has the heart of the Star Wars movie that I thought a lot of the newer ones don't have. I like the way that it looks. I like the style of it. I like how it was done. It was different, but yet not totally different. I mean, it has problems. Like, the CGI is not aged at all. It looks bad. Really bad. Like a PS1 video game. Bad CGI. Also, way too many Senate meetings. Way too many. The pacing dragged and dragged and dragged. Yeah. But Attack of the Clones is even worse to me because there's even less action, more fucking politics in that movie where there's more meetings and stuff like that from the Senate, and there's more bad CGI. So to me, it was like Attack of the Clones cranked it up even more. You love Revenge of the Sith? Yeah, I love that movie too. Revenge of the Sith is great. Sorry, guys, I've been talking a lot tonight. The early 2000s was pretty good, was pretty strong too. Yeah, I'm a sucker for the early 2000s stuff, man. Like, I love what can I fucking think of it? Coal Chamber? Does anybody out remember Coal Chamber? Anybody? Am I alone here? Or Flaw? Dude, I love 2000s 90, like late from 97 to 2003 is some of my favorite time for rock. I love Mudvayne. I love Slipknot. I'm sorry. I like Stained. I like Creed. I like I don't like Limp Bizkit though. I don't like Limp Bizkit. I don't like. I love POD. I love Flaw. It's a great band. The CGI was even worse than Attack of the Clones. Yeah, it was like it was bumped up. It really was bumped up in that movie, and the acting, the sand, so dry and formless. It's like, what the fuck is that? You know, the love scenes are intentionally hilarious. Yeah, dude, they are cringy. Had better stuff going for it though. It's not perfect. Yeah, there's actually a lot of fans of that one, Attack of the Clones. It has a big cult following. So does the first one, Phantom Menace. I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore fan of the first one, but it's decent to me. I don't know. I thought it was decent. But Revenge of the Sith is actually really awesome. But I love like the early 2000s culture, spiky hair, you know, Crystal Pepsi, which was before then. But I like how the PS2 and you had just that whole culture in 2002 was just great. WWE was fucking awesome. I loved The Rock back then, but there are some bands back then I didn't like. Like I'm not a fan of Kid Rock. I'm not a fan of the Insane Clown Posse. I'm not a fan of a couple other ones. But Godsmack, big fan of them. Big fan of Godsmack. Big fan of Bush. Um, I think I already mentioned Stained. I like Stained too. Flaw is a great band. Flaw is underrated, bro. You liked Last Jedi. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, there's actually a big fan base for it. Last Jedi has a cult following. Um, has serious flaws, but stuff I really like. Mark Hamill goes his best performance as Luke. Yeah, yeah, but I don't like how they wrote Luke. I don't know. I don't like how they wrote him though. How he ran away and stored a map when he didn't want to be found. Like, there's a lot of problems with the script and stuff like that. But I will agree, Mark Hamill is pretty good in that movie. But even he doesn't like that movie. Even he has publicly said in interviews and in the footage and everything like that he doesn't like that movie. Linkin Park, that's another great band from 2000s. The 2000s bands like Linkin Park, POD. I love that rap style. Korn, I like old Korn. I like Korn from the first album to Issues. That old big old slice of corn right there, I like. The Korn after Issues, that whole like that shit and him rapping and shit. It's just like I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But I love Korn before it. Like I love Korn before Issues, when it was before the rap and hip hop merged with it and stuff like that. Oh, dude, I love Slipknot. I used to hate Slipknot because people used to talk about it all the time. Slipknot, it's like Metallica. I hated Metallica for a long time too because people was like Metallica. I'm like, oh, I hate this. And then I listened to it. I'm like, wow, I love Slipknot. I love Metallica. I really do. Slipknot's great. Their first album is legendary. Iowa is fucking amazing. There's really only one bad Slipknot. Well, there's two that I don't really like. There's the Gray Chapter, which I'm not a fan of, and Volume 3, the Hidden Verses, pretty bad in my opinion. You've seen Slipknot get a lot of shit. You got a lot of shit. Get a lot of shit, actually. Aside from the show, like some Merc and stuff like that, it's pretty cool. Yeah, dude, their fucking shows are amazing. I would love to see a Slipknot one of these days. I'm a huge fan of Slipknot. It's just moppy songs and edgy teens, blah blah blah. It's more than that, man. The maggot thing I love. I love how Corey can just fucking take that rage and put it onto a song, makes you go fuck you. You know, I love that. I love Slipknot, early Slipknot. I like the no more hope, or hope is not. What the fuck was it called? I'm horrible with this shit. No more hope or something like that. That was a pretty good album to me. Different sound, but I liked it. I didn't like the Gray Chapter. Just didn't. It didn't work for me. All Hope Is Gone. I like that. Iowa is legendary. The debut album is legendary. Volume 3, the Subliminal Verses. Don't like that one. Gray Chapter. Their newest one though, We Are Not Your Kind. I love that album. Great return. But yeah, POD is a great one too. Disturbed. I like them. And yes, I've heard more songs than Down with the Sickness and Stupefy. I've heard actually more songs than that. And I love Disturbed. Yeah, there's so much emotion put into the songs that people overlook. Dude, yes. If you have anybody watching out there, if you made it this far into the stream, if you made it this far into the video, if you're still listening, if you walk in and you're having a shitty ass day and you are stressed and you are tired and you are emotionally beat down, get a pair of headphones, some good headphones with some good speakers inside of them. Get an HD version of People Equal Shit or Disaster Piece or Eyeless or Sick or Spit It Out and just fucking drift the fuck away. And you will. I love Slipknot so much. That music is just... Your mom is one of the who got you into Slipknot. So your mom's a maggot! That's not disrespectful. They call their fans maggots. So your mom made you your maggot junior, huh? Listened to it when you was a kid. You know, I was 6 years old. 6 years old listening to Slipknot? That's pretty hardcore, man. Yeah, I heard Slipknot on the radio. Like, Dead Memory was the first song I heard from them, and I was like, yeah, they're pretty good. And for years, I thought that was their sound. Then somebody said, no, go listen to Iowa. And I was like, all right, why not? Listening to it, you get this Disaster Piece, Skin Ticket, People Equal Shit, I Am Hated. Fucking heavy, heavy tracks. And I love heavy rock. I can't speak. I love heavy rock. I love the emotion being put into it. And that's why I don't get into a lot of those really like emo bands, because to me that's just part of a fucking, that's manufactured. Like after a while in the early 2000s, the same issue happened. You had your Mudvayne and you had, you know, POD and your Linkin Park and stuff. Then you started having these other guys come out and do the same sound. And I didn't like Linkin. I didn't like Limp Bizkit. I love Linkin Park, but I didn't like Limp Bizkit. I didn't like what Korn was doing. I didn't like what Slipknot tried to do when they were trying to rap and stuff like that. I was like, come on, guys. You ain't got to rap like everybody else is right now, you know? So when the emo thing came out, the only bands I remember liking out of it was maybe a little bit My Chemical Romance, Skillet, 3 Days Grace. Maybe a little bit of Black Veil Brides, a little bit of Papa Roach, a little bit, not too much, like maybe one song from Papa Roach. But I fucking hated Avenged Sevenfold. I used to hate Five Finger Death Punch, but I love them now. But I don't like Avenged Sevenfold. They're thrash metal meets emo rock, and I don't like that. Faith No More I love. That's your favorite rock band of all time? That's a good band. I love Faith No More. That's a really good band. My favorite's Alice in Chains, bro. Man in the Box. Can't go wrong with Alice in Chains. Cannot go wrong. Love them to death. What was I saying, though? But when that emo shit came out, I don't like it because it's... I don't like that. I don't. It's a fake sound to me. Angel Dust is fucking masterpiece. Yeah. The Real Thing is a close second. Do you mean the band The Real Thing or a song called The Real Thing? Because Alice in Chains, The Real Thing is a good song. If you mean the band, that's cool too. But there's a song called Real Thing by Alice in Chains. It's a pretty good song. Yeah, I love. There are bands from the like goth emo era that I do like. Like I do like Black Veil Brides a little bit. Uh I like No the Faith No More album, The Real Thing. I don't think I have I heard that album. It's been a long time since I've heard them. Long time. Faith No More. I haven't heard them in a long time. That's when Mike Patton joined as lead singer. Oh yeah, that's right. I haven't heard that one. I don't know if I heard that album yet. But if it's good, if you're saying it's really good, I might check it out. Have you ever heard of a band called Red? Red's good. That's a good band. Um, I know this went from fucking Amityville 3D to bands and shit, but hey, we're having fun. And I'm not even tired. I mean, I'm a little tired from that movie, but we could talk for a little bit longer if you guys want to. Oh yeah, by the way, Alaskan Super, I made a recent film. It is a feature-length horror story, audio story called Pain, Chapter 1. And if you liked, because I know that you commented on my hostage video and my Cannibal Holocaust 2 video, Massacre at Red River. I know you watched those videos. There's a movie I just made called Pain Chapter 1. If you liked those movies, you should like that one. It's pretty good. I know it's an hour and 25 minutes long, but one day, if you ever get the time to, if you like those products, you're going to get into that one. That's a pretty deep project that I made. It's pretty deep. And the next one I'm going to be making, like, the sequel to, is going to be even more deep. So I can't wait to get into that one. But yeah, Faith No More I like. Fit for a Keen I like. Trying to think real quick, guys. All That Remains. Oh shit, 4 people. Hey guys. I know we're 2 hours night. You guys missed the movie. We're just talking about bands and shit right now. If you guys want to jump in, you guys can. How's everybody doing tonight? Just to give you guys my quick thoughts before you guys leave. Amityville 3D. Not as bad as everybody says it is. Pretty decent. Pretty decent. Your Wi-Fi shit. It's probably my Wi-Fi, honestly. My Wi-Fi is pretty bad at this too. Like during the beginning, I was jumping in and out while streaming this, and I kind of fucked up the commentary a little bit, but it's fine, man. I'm just trying to think of other bands. 4 people here, 3 people gone. What else, man? What else? There's one person that's been here this whole time. How are you doing up there? Is that you, John? John, are you hiding from me? Comment if that's you. I want to know if that's you, John. I feel like it is, John. I'm watching in the background. Offspring, Green Day. Those are good bands too. But I also kind of like the 2000s gritty horror films or the torture porn films. I don't hate them as much as everybody else does. Like, there are some really bad ones like Hostel and Hostel 2. I mean, even though I don't hate Hostel, it's not a great movie. But I legitimately do love Saw 1 through 3. Those are great movies to me. To me, those are underrated. Like, yeah, they had a lot of gore and shit in them, but I liked them still. So The Fog last Friday. Great movie. That's cool, bro. The Fog is a classic. Whatever you do, do not watch the Fog remake. That movie will make you sleep. Like, literally, I was watching it. I think it made me fall asleep. That and Godzilla the remake from 2014, bro. Those movies made me fall asleep. Like, really, really boring horror film. The remake of The Fog. Very atmospheric and spooky. Yeah, that's another John Carpenter movie that doesn't get talked about a lot. Christine's pretty good too. Love Christine and The Fog. I also loved In Mouth of Madness, Prince of Darkness was. Wasn't a big fan of Prince of Darkness. Godzilla from '98 was bad enough. Yeah, I didn't even see that. I'll be honest. I'm not really into the whole King Kong Godzilla stuff. I'm just not. I'm really not. It's the same fucking thing every time to me. A guy in a suit battling another guy in a suit, and the whole movie ends with a big old fight in the city, and the city crashes down. Tell me that's not what happens in every single Godzilla movie. Tell me. I mean, people say, well, in the slasher movies, all you do is see death scenes, but you get to see different ones. Like, and it's done. I don't know. I'm just saying how I feel, man. Every Godzilla and King Kong movie is the same. People in suits battling in cities. But maybe one day I'll check out the Godzilla movies. I actually have a copy of King Kong, an old VHS tape. Real old, real ancient VHS tape. And it's the original one that I want to watch one of these days. And I might watch the original Godzilla, but I've heard there's some really shitty ass Godzilla movies, like Son of Godzilla, where it's about Godzilla. It's a PG Godzilla movie or G Godzilla movie where it's like, about being towards kids and stuff like that. King Kong from 1932 is a classic. They've milked that like crazy at this point. Yeah, there was a 70s remake, wasn't there? Also, like Son of Kong, not as bad as they say. I've never seen that one. I actually have. Hold on real quick, guys. Sorry if you see my ass. Sorry my fucking bed is so messy. If you can see that shit. Fucking bed is a mess. But I actually have a gift from my friend Steve that has some Sons of Kong movies or whatever. It's a pretty big collection here. I mean, you got 10 movies. 10 cinema classics. Okay. But my friend Steve sent me this. He watched a few of them. Said he liked a couple of them. Sent them to me. Thank you so much, Steve. If you're watching this, thank you so much for sending me this. It was actually a pretty good gift. I don't think I've watched any of them yet, but one of these days, maybe even now, maybe, I'll do some old school, because I want to review a movie called The Inferno. Should be... Also, like... you said... I read that. Sorry if you see my ass. Should be the one... Yeah, he is. He's always showing his ass. Like Lethal Weapon. Opening shot with him. Big old shot of the ass. I'm like... Mel Gibson, I don't want to see your fucking ass, man. Gave me nightmares. It's like fucking nightmare, man. The Lethal Weapon is the ass. The cheeks. When the cheeks clap, you know to run. But yeah, there's this right here. I don't know if you know any of these titles or not, Alskin, but I have Boris Karloff the Ape, Bela Lugosi Brooklyn Gorilla, the Gorilla, Bela Lugosi the Ape Man, Bride of the Gorilla, The Savage Girl, The White Gorilla, Law of the Jungle, White Pongo, and Nabonga. Oh shit. Gorillas Gone Wild. Return to an age when bad monkeys ruled the movies. I actually really love that. And if you look on the front here, I don't know if it's going to look good on camera, but it actually folds out. That's a pretty fucking awesome gift from Steve. Thank you so much, Steve, for that. I want to check out some of these movies one of these days. I didn't even realize there was that many movies about gorillas made. But yeah, they got some stuff in there. It's a 3-disc set. I also have a 70 movies or 50 movie set. 50? 50 movie set with I'll go get it. Actually, I'll go get it because I want to show you guys that too. But yeah, 3-disc set. Friend Steve sent me it. Pretty cool. Maybe one of these days I'll review a couple of the movies from it. Because I got sent a set before that was just like this. It was like 15 classic monster movies, and I actually seen a couple of them that were pretty good. Like I remember seeing the Invasion of Spider Island. I remember it being pretty good. Gibson has a pretty huge ego, so it makes sense. Yeah, big ass for the big ego. Big ass for the big ego. Actually, I have my box sets over here. Oh. Don't want to fall. Oh, shit. Put me on a fell compilation. 50 movies. That's what it is. 50 movies. Look at that box set right there, man. 50 fucking movies. It started out as a social commentary on nuclear warming. You really want to see the original Godzilla. Yeah, I've never seen the original Godzilla, but I heard it's the best one. And the American versions I heard sucked. Like, for every Japanese Godzilla movie, there's always been an American version, and it sucks. It's like the Japanese horror films. You got Ju-On, then you got The Grudge. Yeah. Yeah, no. Dark Water. No. The Uninvited. No. Fuck no. Shudder. I don't even need to say anymore. Those movies are pieces of shit. But look at that list of movies there. That's all movies. If you open it up, you have a little booklet that tells you what's on each disc. Then you have just a lot of discs, man. Look at all these discs. A lot of that shit. Then you open up the booklet, it has the posters and shit inside of it. Or it has like little descriptions. Like, look at that. Look at that shit. Oh, shit. What? Look at that booklet. Yeah, but surprisingly enough, that actually looks better than the original one. Like, the original The Grudge is okay, but it was PG-13, I think. Or was it R-rated? I can't remember. It's saying PG-13. But the Grudge original movies, the first one I really thought was boring, honestly. The Ring, I'll be honest with you guys. The Ring, this can be blasphemy, but The Ring was boring to me when I first watched it. I'll be honest. But I haven't seen The Ring since I was young. So I'll have to watch it again. But that Grudge remake looks decent. I won't even lie. That looks decent because it's rated R. It looks atmospheric. But here are some movies in this collection. The Ape from the last box set. Attack of the Giant Leeches. The Bat. Bloodlust. The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Carnival of Souls. The Corpse Vanishes. Creature from the Haunted Sea. Dead Men Walk. Dementia 13. This was like $5. Actually, it's like $5 or $6, but it was for free for me. I got it for free because my grandpa bought it because he loves classic horror films, and he pretty much watched all of them somehow. I don't know how he watched all of them, but he did. He's like, "Here you go." So I got it for free. So thank you. Doomed to Die, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Pretty cool. The Fatal Hour. The Giant Gila Monster, The Gorilla, House on Haunted Hill, The Hunchback of Notre Dame with Lon Chaney Jr. Or no, Sr. Then The Invisible Ghost, Indestructible Man, The Killer Shrews, King of the Zombies, The Last Man on Earth, Last Woman on Earth, The Little Shop of Horrors with Jack Nicholson, which is weird that's in this movie. Maniac, Metropolis, The Mad Monster, The Monster Walks, Night of the Living Dead, Nightmare Cast, Nosferatu, One Body Too Many, The Phantom of 10,000 Leagues, Phantom of the Opera, The Screaming Skull, A Shriek in the Night, Revolt of the Zombies, The Terror, Tormented, The Vampire Bat, White Zombie, and The World Gone Mad. All in this. The Ring is definitely one of the better remakes of a Japanese horror movie. It's even my favorite in the series. Yeah, I haven't seen that since I was really young, but for some reason, maybe I was crazy back then. Maybe I was loco. I don't know, but maybe I was crazy back then. But I remember thinking that movie was boring for some reason. The Grudge as well. But I know for a fact that Shudder is a piece of crap. I hate that movie. It is boring. It took the whole running time to get to one twist. I hate that movie. Dark Water, trash. Uninvited, trash. Throw them all in the garbage. Trash, trash, trash. The Messengers, trash. The Unborn, trash. I don't even know if those are freaking remakes of Japanese film, but they seem like it. And the lead. Same lead. Like, I'll be honest, you can't tell the difference between the lead in Unborn, from the lead in Dark Water, from the lead in The Messengers. You really can't. They seem the same. You know? The remake of When a Stranger Calls, same fucking thing. It's the same person in like every movie. The chicks look the same. I can't even tell them apart. The Strangers kind of, but I actually love The Strangers a lot. That's a good movie to me. But yeah, like those 2000s movies, what was that? 2000s movies, some of them have the same looking chicks in them. Same one. Over and over again. No difference at all. Attack of the Giant Leeches, I recommended that a while ago. I remember you recommending me that. That was actually, I'm interested in that. I might check out that movie, actually. Some of these old school movies on here. Because I did see Nosferatu, and I did see Phantom of the Opera. And I loved both movies. And you did recommend that. You recommended that a long time ago. I remember that. Maybe one day I'll see the Attack of the Giant Leeches. Fun, goofy monster movie. Yeah, I'm assuming it is about giant leeches. Leeches are creepy, though. Do you guys ever get creeped out by leeches? They're creepy to me. Absolutely love The Last Man on Earth. I really want to see that so bad. Yeah, some of these movies on here, like The Little Shop of Horrors, Metropolis, never seen. This is how Richard Matheson's book should be adopted. What, Last Man on Earth? I heard it's classic. I really did. There are a few movies on here that I don't look like. I'm not even interested in, honestly, like The Amazing Mr. X, Adam Age Vampire. Like, I don't think I'm going to see that stuff. Or The Beast of Yucca Flats. Or Black Dragons. Or Bluebeard. I don't think I'm going to see that stuff. Or Monster from a Prehistoric Planet. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to see that stuff. But I'll see the other classic stuff. But to show you guys on DVDs real quick, I have a double pack of the original Amityville Horror with the remake. The original movie comes with some features to it. I think it has a commentary as well. Looks pretty good for a DVD. And the remake has some features as well. I think there's a commentary as well. As well as some behind the scenes stuff. So yeah, the remake. I want to know your thoughts on the remake, Alex and Super. Do you hate the remake? Because I think the remake is actually pretty harmless. I don't mind the remake. I think it's pretty good. So a double pack of the Amityville 1 and then the original and then the remake. Then I have Amityville 3D on DVD. And I have Amityville 4, The Evil Escapes on DVD, which is pretty cheap looking. Like, it doesn't look like it has, like, what? The DVD has the Amityville house, and it's in the background, barely. But yet, it doesn't fucking take place in the Amityville house. It has a haunted lamp from the Amityville house. And it's Amityville 4, The Awakening. Oscar winning, right? But, yeah, that's what those are. Hell, I might just check out that because I really want to see L'Inferno. L'Inferno is a European horror film. I want to say it's French. Maybe not. Maybe Spanish. It's a horror film from the 1920s, or maybe even earlier than that. And it was the first ever film in Europe. Like the first ever film. L'Inferno. Or It's known something else in English, but it's L'Inferno is the name of it. And I've only seen clips of it. Wow, has some great imagery in there with some great shadow work and some great camera work as well. And the way that they made the Satan look and the demons look, L'Inferno looks pretty creepy, no lie. And I did see a film called Begotten. I don't know if anybody else has seen that movie, but Begotten is pretty shitty. I don't like it. I didn't. I mean, I did some research about it, and it's pretty much a retelling of God or the Bible. You know, the beginning. Well, it's not really the Bible. It's like a retelling of how. I don't know how to describe it. It's a retelling of like death of a god gives birth to another thing, and Begotten was boring. It was like an hour and 30 minutes of just the same old thing. And then and it being done in black and white made it very hard to tell what was going on sometimes. And when you have a 10-minute scene of people digging a hole in a ground, it's boring. Begotten was boring. People say it's shocking, it's offensive, it's brutal. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna go in there and watch it. What the fuck is this movie? It's people digging holes and hearing. That's that sound you hear in the whole movie. Is for fucking hour and 30 minutes. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be hearing it for an hour and 30 minutes. I didn't even review that movie. I was going to, but I ain't got much to say about it. It's just a fucking boring movie that has and people with makeup effects on, like weird looking makeup effects, and people getting buried in holes for an hour and 30 minutes. It's like, the fuck is that all about? I know it's an art house film, but I just didn't like that. It was boring. I Am Legend. The book or the movie? The book I heard was great. The movie I thought was okay, but the book I really want to read. It was also made into the Will Smith vehicle later on. Yeah, you talk about the book then. The book is, from what I've heard, very good. I haven't read the book myself, but I did hear that it inspired a lot of films in the film industry. A lot of films, including Night of the Living Dead. The Beast of Yucca Flats is pretty boring, yet strangely fascinating at the same time. What does it have some good of special effects in it or something like that? I swear to God, I thought it said, at first, when I first read it, I thought it said The Beast of Yucca Plants. I'm like, a yucca plant being a killer? But no, it's Yucca Flats. I'll take your word for it. You've seen Begotten. Was it boring to you? It was boring to me, man. Nothing happened in it. Like, maybe a piece of music was the only thing I remember being good in that movie. And it's that main theme song from the movie. That kind of boom, 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 boom. I like that really slow piece of music. It's very well done. And I like how it's black and white. I like how it's gritty. I like how it's run down. And I've watched art house pictures, but this shit was like fucking random shit in every scene. You liked it? That's cool, man. If you liked it, I'm sorry for making fun. I feel like an asshole now. I'm over here making fun of it. You love how strange it is. I'm sorry for making fun of it. I really don't mean to. I'm sorry about that. But that's cool if you like it. That's really cool. I mean, it has a big fan base. That's why I've seen it, because it has a big fan base and a big following. And a lot of people was like, well, it's disturbing, it's shocking, it's brutal. And I'm like, I've seen Cannibal Holocaust. You know, if there's anything else more brutal than that, besides Serbian film, which I will not watch because I've already heard about Serbian film. I don't want to watch Serbian film. I know about it. I know what's in it. I don't want to see it. Because to me, that's not even a movie. There's no plot. There's no arcs. There's no development. I mean, Serbian film just sounds like a movie with nothing to it. You know? But I feel like Begotten, that's totally fine, man. Begotten, like I said, has a really huge following. I mean, it really does. And it is a pretty strange movie. It's very bizarre, very weird, very complicated movie. Um, it's far from the most disturbing movie. It's far from the most disturbing movie, however. Yeah, like when I was being told about it, people was like, it's shocking and brutal and gory and disturbing. I'm like, oh shit, okay. I watch it, I'm like, what do you mean gory? There's like what, 2 gory scenes in the entire movie? The rest of it is people dragging along bodies and digging holes and planting people in the ground and hearing over and over again. I mean, I know what it's about. It's about the birth of a god and how life is reborn and Mother Nature and shit. I know about that. I just the movie has to be engaging, man. Like The Shining, I love. A Clockwork Orange, very unique vision, but I loved it. You know, um, there've been plenty of movies I've seen that are very bizarre and very weird, but I got into them. You know, they were very good. Maniac, both bizarre movies, very weird, but I got into them. I got into them. Just Begotten to me had like what a piece of music going for it and some good looking shots and a good looking black and white camera. I don't know about everything else though. Just too weird for me, man. It was just too weird. Uh, and I watch a lot of weird stuff. Believe me, I've seen some fucking weird shit. I mean, I've watched some really weird fucking movies, but just certain ones I couldn't get into. Really couldn't. And maybe it is the art house shit. I don't know. I don't know. But there is stuff like Irreversible, which is the same way. Divisive, yeah. I don't know. I've never really heard anybody say anything bad about it, honestly. Except for maybe one guy. Maybe one person. But everybody was like, yeah, it's great. It's awesome. It's classic. It's a masterpiece. I'm like, oh, shit. It's like Last House on the Left. I'm over here going, oh, shit. And they get ready for it. It's disturbing. It's crazy. And they get ready. And I watch it. And it's like, I mean, it's great. Don't get me wrong. I love Last House on the Left. But people saying how shocking and gross and gory it is. It's like, it's not even gory. I mean, it has blood in it. Some gore. But I love that movie, though. That's a great movie. Love Last House on the Left. Just wasn't as gory as I thought it was going to be. But it does have some pretty brutal stuff in it. I won't lie. I forgot what I was going to say. Shit. I'm going to say something. Amityville. 3D. Finished off my sweet tea. Serbian film does have a plot. It's just a random, not just random shocking stuff. Yeah, but that plot, it's just a fucking. You praise it. People think you're crazy when you praise it. If you like it, that's fine. I mean, people say it's a great horror film, from what I've heard. I mean, Cannibal Holocaust is the same way. I say it's a great movie. People are like, what? The movie is disturbing. I bet so. Cannibal Holocaust is the most disturbing movie I've ever seen, but supposedly Serbian film makes it look like nothing. Stuck in your head for weeks. Damn, really? That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's totally. I mean, a lot of people love the movie. It's just, there's just certain movies that get made that I don't know why they get made. Like, there's a movie like called Fetus, and I don't know what it's about, but it's called Fetus, and I assume it has to do something with the fetus. I don't know what it has to do with the fetus, but it's called Fetus. I don't know. I don't know what's about, but that and August Underground. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that, but I've always heard about that movie. And there's just some movies out there that don't interest me. I don't feel like seeing that type of shit. And I know it happened in Serbian film, and cheap shock value. It really is. Just trying to make you scream, trying to make you just using it because they can't get you the other way. And I'm a big fan of suspense and slow build and pacing and atmosphere. Love that stuff. But there's just some movies that I don't get. I really don't get. Guinea Pig is definitely a pointless movie, a plotless movie. Yeah, Guinea Pig I heard was just nothing but a straight up 45-minute fake snuff movie, from what I've heard. It's just uncomfortable torture for 50 minutes. That's what I heard. Then like they get to Guinea Pig 4 and 3, and it's like about mermaids and robots and shit. I think. Weird franchise, man. Weird series. But yeah, I don't know if I'll ever see Serbian film. I just don't want to. It's nothing against anybody personally. It's nothing against the movie. I mean, the movie is the movie. It's what it is. It has a fan base, but just not my cup of tea, if I can say that correctly. I mean, if I can just say that out there, put that out there. It's not my cup of tea. And I've seen plenty of disturbing movies. But to me, at least, Cannibal Holocaust has something going for it. And it's never been talked about. How it's a study of the human anatomy and how it's dark and a study of the human, how dark humans can be and how even the most civilized people can be monsters. That's in Cannibal Holocaust. Serbian film, I've seen reviews on it. I've seen, not clips, but I've seen lot of reviews on it. I've read a lot of reviews on it, and I know what happens in it. And I'm just like, I don't want to see that. You know, I've seen some pretty disgusting shit. ABCs of Death is pretty good. I like ABCs of Death. I like ABC of Death too. But there's some shit in those movies that I'm like, really? Really? You're gonna put that in the movie? But there is fucking disturbing ass scenes in ABCs of Death. Especially the first one. The first one's actually a pretty disturbing movie. And it really knows how to nail that, making you feel uncomfortable and making you feel really uneasy when you're watching that movie. Very uneasy, very hard movie to get through, ABC of Death, which is surprising because I would never have thought it would have been like that tough to get through, ABC of Death. But I do like that movie. The first one's pretty good. Second one I like even more, though, honestly. Second one's more of an entertainment film, you know. But yeah, Cannibal Holocaust, I still will say I'm a fan of that movie because I like what it did. There's only one thing in that movie that I don't like, and it's the animal cruelty. I don't agree with it. I think it's wrong. I don't think it should be in the movie at all. I think it's horrible, but there is a animal cruelty free edition out there, so if you watch that, it's a lot better. But I love that movie. I heard about Guinea Pig. I heard about Aftermath too. Another one of those fucked up movies. I'm trying to think of the last one I seen, honestly, like disturbing movies. I seen Cannibal Ferox, pretty disturbing. August Underground, Slaughter Vomit Dolls don't even look like movies with artistic ambition, just plain gross. Yeah, those fucking movies. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen clips from August Underground, and it's just like, why? There's no plot to it. There's nothing to it. I mean, Serbian film, it's debatable, but with those movies, it's like there's no plot. Slaughter Vomit Dolls, I've seen one review on it, and unfortunately, the guy is no longer with us. He was a great person, very, very kind person here on YouTube. You know, I've talked to him before. He was a very wonderful person. Emmer Provost. I've seen his review on both August Underground's Mortem and Slaughter Vomit Dolls, and unfortunately, he passed away a couple of years ago. And he was a great person, great reviewer. Really enjoyed his videos. and that's how I seen his video. That's how I know about those movies because it's from his videos. But yeah, even he said that those movies are pretty bad. Slaughtered Vomit Dolls. It's like really Slaughtered Vomit Dolls. I just don't understand. I mean, there are some disturbing movies that I'm actually interested in seeing legitimately, like Men Behind the Sun. I actually am intrigued in that movie, or Salo. I'm intrigued in it. I'm actually interested in it because it seems like it has a purpose to exist, like it has something going for it. Or The Girl Next Door, or some other ones like Issue the Killer, or the ones that at least have a plot. At least have a plot. I mean, you can have gore and stuff in it, just at least have a plot and don't have to be so fucking disgusting and offensive that, like, there was this one movie that I can't remember the name of. I can't remember what it was called. Maybe you know the name of it. I can't remember the name of it. But they kill Jesus and rip his insides out and shit. I'm like, I don't want to see that fucking shit. What the fuck is that all about? Come on, man. Like, what the fuck? I get it's art, but still, what the fuck is that all about? There's only certain ways you can go with films, and those ones I just think are taking it too far. Like, and I've only heard of them because of how shocking they are, and I've seen people do reviews on them, and even they hated them. So, ugh. But to me, the most horrifying horror films are the ones like that deal with emotion. Like Maniac, pretty creepy movie. The ones that keep you engaged in the story and know how to do characters, know how to make heavy plot lines and heavy stories. I think when a movie can emotionally grab you, like Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, that movie will like scare you, creep you out, legit. Not even joking. Sorry to hear about my friend. Yeah. Yeah, I started watching his videos a long time ago. His name is Emmer Provost. Really, really awesome guy. Kind person. Very, very awesome dude. Knew him. I knew him here on YouTube, but um it was just really it was really sad to hear about that. It really was. He passed away, unfortunately. Great person. Loved his videos. Rest in peace to Emmer Provost. He was a great YouTuber. I liked his reaction and review videos. They were very good. Very, very good videos. Very entertaining videos. Him, Rambo After Life, OSP Communications, Chris Stuckman, Jeremy Johns. Those are all some of my favorite movie reviewers from back then that got me into it. Cool Duder and Wet Movie One and all those other guys. But yeah, Andrew Provost was a great guy. He was a great person. I wasn't like super close. Like I didn't know him like a lot, but I did talk to him a couple times. And he was one of those YouTubers that when you left a comment on a video, he would always reply. Like he didn't just, ignore it or just like it. He would actually talk with you about movies and stuff like that. And that's why like him and Matt and Mike and they all reply to their comments to like their people who comment on their videos. They always reply to them. So that's why I always try to reply to you guys. And even if my replies come like a year later, that's because YouTube didn't tell me about your guys' comments. And I didn't look at them and tell them back to those old videos, check them out. And I scrolled down. I'm like, oh, there's some comments here. And I know some of my comment sections are disabled on some of my old videos. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know what it's all about. I tried going back and enabling them, but I can't figure out how to do that. I can't figure out how to do that. I can't figure out how to go back and fix that, though. I've tried plenty of times, but maybe I'll have to do it again. Maybe there's something options I can do to fix that. And I didn't even choose it to happen. YouTube just kind of did it for me. I don't know why that happened. Shrimp into the mind of a serial killer is really fucked up. Just like Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, it's told completely from the point of the murderer. Interesting. Yeah, I like those kind of movies because at least you're telling a story with it, and you're using that to like disturb your audience, and that's at least been done well. Like to me, like I love Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. That's a great movie, but Scrum, I'm horrible with names. Sorry, Strom, Into the Mind of a Serial Killer is really fucked up. I'll have to see that one of these days. There's a movie called Man Bites Dog, which sounds interesting too, where it's found footage of a documentary crew following a serial killer day to day, which is a pretty interesting idea. But yeah, like I'll always try to reply to you guys, like always. If I don't, then I didn't either YouTube didn't alert me of your comment, or somehow, some way I didn't notice it. But I always go back to my old videos eventually, so eventually I'll get to all those ones I didn't really reply to yet. Because I know that Alice Super has mentioned, like, you know, that, and also the disabled comment section. I don't know what happened with that. I think it was YouTube just going, oh, Friday the 13th, oh, we got to disable the comment section. I'm like, it's a movie review. It's a movie review of me talking to a camera. Nothing going on with the movie, you know? So I don't know what the hell's up with that. But guys, I've been on here for 3 hours, and it's been fun. Alaskan Super, thank you so much for being on. It's been a blast talking to you, man. There's been a lot of people that joined the stream. Thank you so much for watching. John, if you checked it out, thanks so much for watching. There's been one guy, I don't know who it is, but there's been one guy who has been here the whole time, like from beginning to now. So thank you so much for whoever that one guy is. Thank you. And Alaskan Super, thank you so much for being here, man. It's been fun talking some rock and roll, Amityville 3D. We talked about all kinds of things in the stream. Amityville 3D, rock and roll, old school rap, 80s and 90s pop culture, going over some disturbing movies. You gave me some good movies to write down that I have saved here on my notes. Extra and Cheerleader Camp. I'll definitely check those out one of these days. Thank you guys so much for being on the stream. It's been fun. I know it was barely about Amityville 3D, but we had some fun, and we were on here having a big old party tonight here. Well, it was Saturday night, now it's Sunday morning. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Alaskan Super, so much for being a part of the stream. It's been fun, bro. Really enjoyed it. It's been a blast. I'll definitely do this again. I'll probably, if I do another commentary, it'll be on The Hills Have Eyes Part 2 from 1984 or 85, whenever it came out. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys know the Horror Boy commentary here on Horror Boy Radio. And don't forget, guys, if you go to the Amityville house, get ready for some ghost splooge. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching the review, or not the review, the commentary, and the live stream. I'll probably change the title of this video because it's very different than what it was originally supposed to be, but it was still fun anyways. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. The Explorer of Horror is out. Keep it cool, guys. Keep it cool. Bye.